So I want to talk to you about the FA again, but more of a local FA.
Mm-hmm.
Berks and Bucks, they've put out an inclusive language guide in terms of what to refer to people as.
Speech police.
Speech police.
Okay, so they're policing speech. So here's the thing, right? We're in a modern time where we can't escape politics. It's in our face, right? Every single day now it's in our face. Whether it's immigrants, whether it's LGBT, whether it's you can say this, you can't say this, it's freedom of speech, whatever it is. What we have to do as a society is decide, right, okay, what really matters to us? How you feel or your own liberties? And for the same reason why people voted to leave Europe, are the same reasons why people need to actually stand up and go, well, hold on a minute, because our civil liberties are actually being broken here. No FA, no government, no individual should ever be able to tell somebody else what they can and can't say, or what they can and can't think. Now, can you set a guideline for acceptable behaviour? Okay, fine, but you can't tell people what they should and shouldn't be saying. I think on that list is something about you're not allowed to say the word mother. Well, if you're easily offended, cover your ears. Only women can be mothers. There's nothing inclusive about saying parent. Only dads can be fathers. There's nothing inclusive. In fact, it's exclusive. You are excluding mums. You are excluding fathers by not using the correct terms.
Now, I hear you on that one. Some of the terms, I must admit, I was like, okay. So like, for example, the one that's been published across all the pages is "Come on, lads." And I'm like, okay, but if you're playing in a team full of lads, then surely you should be able to say that. But then you obviously don't know if someone was... Anyway, we'll not get into all that sort of stuff.
I understand.
Look, for me, it's quite simple. I think they've got bigger fish to fry in terms of trying to get rid of racism in football, for example. Like just over the last weekend, there was a couple incidents that have been broadcast. I'm sure there's probably others that haven't been broadcasted in non-league football. So maybe have a look into that. You know, there's some more blatant words that you can't say as opposed to, you know, probably
Come on,
more,
lads.
Yeah, more new school terminology.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe again, because it doesn't lend itself to myself. So again, I'm more affected by, you know, someone calling me the N-word as opposed to someone
calling me a man.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
maybe I'm just being a bit, I don't know, what's the word they use nowadays?
Mature, grown up.
No, come on. We've got to play both sides here.
No. Listen,
Okay, maybe not.
Rootz, we don't need to play both sides. Let's call a spade, all right? This is ridiculous. How about the local FAs actually focus on things like, I don't know, policing the regulations for pitches, the runoff areas, the rules? How about that? Rather than telling people what they should and shouldn't be saying. There's a thought.
True.
Just saying.
True.
How many people did it take to sit in a room and come up with that idea? To police people's speech? How about the same amount of people sit in a room and decide, you know what, this pitch is probably a little bit too big. Or maybe that runoff area is not big enough. How about that? How about we focus on those things? You know, the things where people are losing their lives and their health. I think we should be focusing on those things instead.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're spitting facts, man. I mean, look, they've said if you used incorrect language, you get reported.
Yeah.
And
but this is a problem, right? Because we hear terms like incorrect language. Okay, what is incorrect language? If I say up instead of down, if I say down instead of up, or boy instead of girl, or girl instead of boy, what are we saying here?
I don't know.
Listen. It's important that people also understand I'm also all for respect, right? Because if you ask me, right, this is my name, call me this, I will call you that, right? But don't tell me that I can't say things that are factual, like lads, come on lads. It's a group of lads. Well, I can say come on lads. It's a group of girls. Well done, ladies. Well done. Good job. It's exclusive to not call them that.
But we don't know. Look, let's go through a couple of terms.
I understand.
Hold on.
I understand. I'm just not here for it.
So they're saying, don't say come on lads, do say come on team. Don't say linesman, say assistant referee.
That's fair.
Don't say Christian name, say given name. I hear that in terms of belief, because again, not everyone's Christian.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't say bring your wife, say bring your partner, because you don't know what sexuality and all the rest of it. Don't say ladies and gentlemen, say hi all. Don't say guys, say everyone. You refer to the mother point, so don't say mother, say parent and carer. Don't say he/she, assuming, say they. Don't say you must be married with kids. Do you have a family joining today? That's the preferred choice.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have a boyfriend? No, don't say that. Say, do you have a partner? I mean, there's others. Obviously, you can go on the FA website and see the rest of them. But
I don't disagree with all of those things, but you shouldn't have to tell people that it's offensive to say this. And even if it is offensive, who the hell, who gives you, what power in life says that what makes you think you've got the right to go through life, right, every single day of your life and never experience offence ever? And even if you do, it's like, why is that the most important thing? Because you might feel a little bit of a way about something. Why is that a thing? Again, I'm not disagreeing with a lot of the things that are on that list. Fine, you can say bring your family. Okay, fine. You say hi all. Okay, fine, no problem. But if someone's a mother, I call them a mother. Someone's a dad, that's the dad. What's the issue?
Yeah.
You can say go team. Okay, yeah. I could argue with that and say, well, if it's a team of guys, I'm going to say well done, lads. But equally, common sense kicks in and goes, well, if you've got somebody that is trans in your team, you might not necessarily say, come on, lads, anyway, right?
Yeah.
So allow common sense to kick in. And as much as sense might not necessarily always be very common, and I understand, and I think you and I both know, humanity does kick in. For the most part, people are good. No one goes out deliberately or intentionally to offend or upset anybody. Let's be honest. Very rarely do you see people deliberately go and do and say things just to go and upset someone.
Yeah.
So actually allow there for a bit of room for humanity. Allow there for room for humanity, because if I make a mistake, tell me. And I go, I apologise. Okay, I'll say this, no problem. But what I don't need is an organisation telling me, if you don't talk this way, we're going to fine you. But I always find it funny that it always results in me having to pay them. We have to pay them because of something I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
So I've got to put money in their pocket, even though you're the one that's been offended, right?
Yeah, so if you offended me, I've got to pay them.
Listen,
Why not pay me?
It's a fantastic way of making money and generally just trying to control people. I'm not here for it. Good luck. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But like I said, common sense will always kick in, and so will humanity. Yeah. Trust the fact that people will be people and will always try to be the best versions of themselves anyway. Listen, I know that there are some distasteful people around. Yeah. We know. But you know what? That's when you can say, well, actually, that's just inappropriate behaviour, as opposed to saying, well, you didn't say this. Well, hold on a minute. What if their behaviour was completely appropriate, but they just used the wrong terminology? So they should now pay you a fine, should they? Yeah. So you should be paid, because I think
sometimes this is like a, for want of a better word, sorry people, if you're watching, an idiot's guide to certain people. Because like you said, we all have common sense. Some have a lot more than others, but we all have common sense some here.
Yes,
indeed. But I think this is like an idiot's guide to, like, okay, don't say this, don't say that. Like, for example, I'm sure you must have been in a room where someone's referred to you as a coloured person.
Yes, I've been called half-caste, I've been called coloured, I've been called everything except a child of God. And let me tell you something, have I ever cared about anything anyone has ever called me? No. No, I haven't. But not everybody's built that way, and I understand it. And because of that, I understand why some organisations might feel the need to say these things that they're saying.
Yeah.
But don't police speech. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a slippery slope. As you know, any power that you give any organisation, they never give back. In fact, it's always abused. It's always overused and manipulated in some weird way. So just stay away from it. And again, I would always urge the people, the power's always with the people, by the way. It's important that people understand that. The power's not with the FA, it's with the people that play the game. Not the referees, the people that play the game. Because without them, there is nothing. So ultimately, if you don't like it, stop playing.
There's a few that I wanted to touch upon that I reckon you'd be able to relate to. I can definitely anyway. So this comes under race. where are you really from? Come on, we've all heard that.
Yeah.
Not like, yo, I'm from England, mate. No,
Where are you from? No, where are you from?
And they're not referring to postcodes.
No. Listen, do you know, I'm actually...
Especially in this day and age.
Do you know,
anyway.
I'm going to name and shame, right? Because I think this is important that we tell the truth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Nothing but the truth.
So we had an away game once at Saffron Walden Football Club, right? And the manager of their reserves, by the way, we had an under-18s team at the time, and we turned their reserve team over, which had a lot of first-team players in. Anyways, so understandably, listen, the scoreline's relevant because it sets the temperament of what was going on.
Yeah.
They were losing 5-0. Anyways, so reserve team manager turns around and tells me, go back to where you come from.
Wow. I mean, that's on the list, by the way.
And I said, pardon? He said to me, go back to, you know what I mean, go back to London.
Oh,
now,
yeah. He did double down on it though, because he knew what he really
go
meant.
back to London. So, listen, me being me, you know, I have to really just chill, right? So the guy that I was working with at the time, I won't say his name, but a very, very good friend of mine, a white guy coincidentally, who actually doesn't stand for any of that foolishness.
Love that.
And he turned around and said, why don't you say what you really mean? He said to him, hey, why don't you say what you really, really mean? Go on, if you're big and brave enough to say that out loud, say what you really mean.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, ultimately, you know, people just, sometimes they just say stuff to try and ruffle your feathers. They want that reaction so you can be the stereotype, so you can tick the box of the angry black guy or whatever it is. You just got to learn how to escape these things. But listen, I know... See these rage bait comments when they say where are you really from? Go back to London. These kinds of things. You go, oh mate, yeah, lovely. Anyway, long story short, we beat them 5-0 and we ended up eating all their food in the bar area afterwards.
Lovely.
And rest in peace, Sonny. One of the coaches that was with us that day. He's not with us anymore, and he's a great guy. But he made a point of making sure that manager knew exactly how we felt about his comments. And so, but it was a great day. But listen, we've all got experiences and stories of things that have happened with this stuff. And again, it's like, how serious do you want to take them? You know?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a couple more. There's one that refers to the Asian winger. So again, not to referring to someone by race, maybe by their number.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that one.
Yeah.
They all play like that. So
they're all like, that's what they do. Yeah.
And then a couple are more just like along the lines of sexual orientation. So again, you'll hear this in the dressing room, which I don't agree with, but you hear it. That's so gay.
Yeah.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Can we just rewind 1 second on the that's so gay thing?
Yeah.
Right, because what we have to understand is that there's like urban slang, right? Or just slang in general. And I think somewhere along the line, there's been a translation change with a lot of words, a lot of things and a lot of words, right? And I think gay is one of them. Because, and I think we can all universally agree, when we say, or somebody might say, oh, that's gay, they don't mean that's homosexual. They mean that's, what are you doing? It's weird. It's something, you know. And I understand. And even then, it's like, okay, the connotation, where does it come from? You go, okay. But we have to understand that not everything that's said is meant in that kind of way. But equally, I guess times move on, and you do need to.
I think we need to bury that one. Just leave it. There's more words that you can use that just doesn't offend.
Yeah, I agree. Cut this one out.
Forget that one. Get rid of that one. But yeah, and obviously, like, if you're caught saying anything like that, you can be removed from play, you can be suspended from games, points deducted, ground closed, and spectators can be asked to leave. So again, the punishments are there. I just like to think that we're honing in on, I would say,
all things, not just on all the things.
All of them.
Not just the ones that tick a box.
Yeah.
Of course. Because naturally we know that other things have taken place and what they said would happen hasn't happened. And if you slip up and say, excuse me, sir, all of a sudden you've got a £100 fine and a 2-match ban. And it's like, oh, okay, so that matters more than the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, interesting that. So, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you loud on that one.